So this time u2 equal to 0. So this is also 0. Okay. So minus u1 is the answer. Okay. Similarly for that v2, its formula is equal to what? Just changing the 1 as a 2. That's all. u2 into m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 plus 2 into m1 u1 by m1 plus m2. Okay. So also same thing is a divided by m2 on the right hand side. We will get v2 is equal to u2 into here what, m2 by m2 minus m1 by m2 by m1 by m2 plus m2 by m2 plus 2 m1 u1 by m1 by m2, then m1 by m2 plus m2 by m2. For the cancellation, we get 1, we get 1, we get 1. Okay. So what's the remaining thing here? See, this thing is what? m1 by m2 equal to 0. So we have u2 into 1 minus 0 by this thing is what? 0. 0 plus 1 plus 2 into m1 by m2 into u1. Divide directly. But so what's the value of m1 by m2 equal to 0? So 0 to something, 0 by something, 0. So write 0. And then u2 also 0. So 0 to something, 0. So 0 plus 0 will become 0. Therefore v2 is equal to what? 0. Clear? Next is case 4. Here is what? The mass of the second object b m2 is less than m1. So that you write m2 by m1 is less than 1. So you write m2 by m1 is equal to 0, and also the object b is rest, so that u2 is equal to 0. Okay. So same thing, but we have to changing the things. What? Object of a is greater than b. Okay. So write for the v1 is equal to what? v1 equal to u1 into m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 plus 2 m2 u2 by m1 plus m2. Here we have to divide by the term m1 on the right hand side. So it become v1 is equal to u1 into m1 by m1 minus m2 by m1 divided by m1 by m1 plus m2 by m1 plus 2 m2 into u2 by m1, then m1 by m1 plus m2 by m1. Okay. For the cancellation, we will get 1, get 1, and we will get 1. Okay. So the remaining thing we will write u1 into, see this is 1 minus m2 by m1 equal to 0 by this 1, this term will be 0 plus, since u2 equal to 0 means what? The entire will be 0. So u1 into 1, u1. So the answer for the v1 is equal to u1. Similarly for that v2, the formula is here u2 into m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 plus 2 into m1 u1 by m1 plus m2 divided by m1 on the right hand side. So that v2 is equal to u2 into m2 by m1 minus m1 by m1 by m1 by m1 plus m2 by m1 plus 2 into m1 by m1 into u1 by m1 by m1 plus m2 by m1. Okay. For the cancellation, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. Okay. See, u2 equal to 0. So 0 to something, 0. Therefore v2 is equal to 0 plus here what? 1 into u1. Okay. Then the m2 by m1 equal to what? 0. Okay. So then we write 2 into u1 by 1 plus 0, 1 plus 0. So as is 1 means what, right? 2 u1 only, so 2 u1 is the answer. v1 equal to u1, vd equal to 2 u2, so 2 u1. Okay.